The Philippine National Police know they have stumbled onto something big, and they inform Interpol, Scotland Yard, and the FBI. When news of the raid reaches the Joint Terrorism Task Force in New York, it immediately grabs the attention of FBI Special Agent Frank Pellegrino. For 2 years, he's been hunting a terrorist named Ramzi Youssef, and it looks as if this might be his man.
That's great. Well, he was always our focus since '93. I mean, at the time, that was he was the biggest fugitive around.
As Philippine police comb through the apartment, they begin to find more evidence tying Ramzi Youssef to the bombing of PAL 434.
There was a similarity between the watches that were found in the apartment and the type of watch that was used in Okinawa. Putting together that watch, that was the watch that was on the bomb, on that flight 434, and identifying those pieces eventually as a Casio watch, it was amazing.
Youssef is a skilled forger. Investigators find several identification cards bearing various names and photos, in each of which he looks quite different. One ID card is of particular interest.
So, almost there's a dig to us. The ID card used the First World Trade Center bombing date as the date that the card was issued. So we knew right away it was Youssef that had been in the apartment. They knew chemicals. The chemical dictionary was a very well-used item, underlined, highlighted, well-read, notations throughout the book. Something that he used quite often. And, I don't remember the exact number. I think there might have been 100 latent prints found on that belonged to him. They knew electronics. The way that the timing device was hidden inside the Casio watch just made the whole thing very concealable and very worrisome.
The identification of the bomber of PAL 434 and the discovery of his bomb factory is very disturbing news for those responsible for airline passenger safety. Ramzi Youssef is an international terrorist who knows how to get his bombs past airport security. Bombs that are small, but if strategically located, can blow up a jumbo jet and kill not just one, but hundreds of people. And the bomber of PAL 434 is still on the loose. The Philippine National Police have stumbled on the hideout of an international terrorist. The FBI identify him as Ramzi Youssef. Evidence that Amaldo Furlani, the man who planted the bomb on PAL 434, is the same person as Ramzi Youssef, comes from the travel agent who sold him the Philippine Airlines ticket. Ramzi Youssef is just one of several aliases of a man who tops the FBI's most wanted list as a result of a bombing attack he made on the United States 2 years earlier. In September 1992, Youssef had flown to New York to prepare for a major terrorist attack. On arrival at JFK, he presented a fake Iraqi passport and asked for political asylum from Saddam Hussein. The ploy worked, and he was allowed to enter the country. 5 months later, on February 26, 1993, one of the largest homemade bombs in American history exploded in the garage below the World Trade Center. It killed 6 people, injured hundreds, and caused $500 million worth of damage. That night, Youssef was on a plane back home to his young wife and daughter in Pakistan.
He was an action figure. He wanted to keep doing things. He wasn't happy with the one success he had.
18 months after the World Trade Center bombing, Youssef arrives in Manila to fine-tune his plan to attack PAL 434. According to Sonny Raison, life in the Philippine capital suits him.
Ramzi Youssef loved to enjoy life. He is a ladies' man. He associated himself with a lot of girlfriends, and he liked to party. He also drank a lot. See? And he enjoyed the life. Terrorists. They are your normal day-to-day people. The guy next door.
After the bombing of PAL 434, Yusuf arranges for his childhood friend Abdul Hakim Murad to assist him in Manila. He arrives 2 weeks before his capture on January 6, 1995. Murad is then sent to Philippine Police Headquarters for interrogation. It took 67 days to extract the details of how Yusuf planted the bomb.
My impressions of him was that he was strong-willed, he was determined. Initially, he did not break down in questioning. And it was only when the FBI team that came in and provided us with additional information or pieces of the puzzle that we did not have, that he started to talk.
Tiny chemical traces of the explosive were found on PAL 434. Murad eventually admits that Yusuf used liquid nitroglycerin that he stabilized and concealed in a bottle of contact lens solution. Murad also reveals that Yusuf hid the bomb's suspicious electronic components in the heel of his shoes. He knows that most airport security systems only detect metal well above the ankles.
I bet you he was cool as could be. He was somewhat cavalier in his attitude towards these explosives and chemicals. To carry a container of nitroglycerin on an airplane, you know, it'd be a little nuts.
Murad's confession provides details of Yusuf's actions after he successfully got the bomb components past airport security.
Can I get you some juice or coffee?
Juice. Yusuf designed the device so the innocent-looking components can be quickly transformed into a lethal bomb. He has modified a digital wristwatch as the bomb's timer. The alarm sends an electric current to the bomb's detonator in the bottle. 2 9-volt batteries boost the current to the exposed filament of a light bulb. This ignites the highly flammable gun cotton inside and detonates the nitroglycerin. Virtually undetectable sockets in the wristwatch enable Yusuf to connect the wiring in seconds. Now that the bomb is fully assembled, he sets the alarm for 4 hours later, when PAL 434 will be flying over the Pacific Ocean. Yusuf plants the bomb in a life vest pouch under his seat, a place ground crews are unlikely to inspect during the stopover in Cebu. Soon after, he gets off the plane and disappears. Four hours later, the time bomb under seat 26K awakens the airline industry to a new kind of terrorism. Murad's confession confirms Pellegrino's suspicions. This is just the kind of sophisticated plot he has come to expect from Ramzi Yusuf. But Pellegrino is still shocked by what Murad says next. PAL 434 was only a test, a dry run for a much larger terrorist plot that will kill simultaneously thousands of airline passengers. A highly skilled terrorist, Ramzi Yusuf, has already set off a new type of bomb on an aircraft. Now the FBI discovers Yusuf wants to blow up more planes. And he continues to evade capture. FBI investigators find evidence of Yusuf's meticulous planning on secret files on the laptop that he so desperately wanted his accomplice.